Hi, I'm Ed Dickerson, pastor, speaker, and author. In writing my new book, For Such a Time, I sought to answer the question, how does God respond when women take the lead? The process of analyzing these biblical stories and writing the book gave me a whole new perspective on the Bible's treatment of women. We often hear that the Old Testament especially devalues and marginalizes women. But as I studied, it became clear that the biblical authors did not downplay or marginalize the women they wrote about. On the contrary, despite their culture's attitude toward women, these writers went to great lengths to emphasize the significance and the importance of these characters. Here's an example of what I discovered. Israel was ruled by judges for approximately 400 years. Of course, you already know that. During that time, the Bible mentions 4 significant women. Deborah, herself a judge, and who was so well known that the place where she made her judgments was known simply as Deborah's Palm. Jael, whose contribution was short but, shall we say, to the point. The Bible devotes more word to her contribution than it does to Barak. Ruth, who not only has an entire book dedicated to her story, but whose portrayal is one of monumental faith equal to that of Abraham. And finally, Hannah, without whose fervent prayers there would have been no Samuel, the last of the judges, a rival to Deborah in terms of his accomplishments, and the anointer of Israel's first 2 kings. So there you have it, a period of 400 years approximately, and only 4 women named. At first blush, it appears in fact that women have been marginalized. But let me ask you a question. How many of the male judges can you name? Go ahead. I'll wait. The Bible mentions 17 judges. But how many of them are significant enough for you to remember them? I already mentioned Samuel and Deborah, but who are the other significant judges? Most people only come up with 2 other names, Gideon and Samson. So now let's take a look at that again. When it comes to the significant male figures during the period of the judges, we have Gideon, Samson, and Samuel. When it comes to women, we have Deborah and Jael, Ruth and Hannah. In other words, there are just about the same number of women who stand out in terms of significance during the 400 years of the judges as there are men. Does that sound like women are marginalized or downplayed? Doesn't to me. In future videos, we'll look at other periods of biblical history. But for now, at least when it comes to the period of the judges, I realized it was not the Bible that downplayed or marginalized women. It was me. How about you? For more insights into how God responds to women who take the lead, I'd like you to read my new book, For Such a Time. It has changed the way I understand all of Scripture, and I think it will do the same for you.